At this point in the tournament, I only have 2 opponents left. Green Lantern, which you see on the screen here, and then Booyah, who's going to be my final opponent. But these are not going to be easy matches. Green Lantern and Booyah are two of the top 3 players in terms of amount of tournament wins in standard format since the creation of the Chaotic Discord. So I know these players know what they're doing, and they're going to bring some solid decks. And as you see on the screen, first match is versus Green Lantern, and he's running Ixik. Also, at this point, my record 13-3. I think I was second. So Booyah only has 2 losses, but he hasn't played 16 games. I was not his last opponent. He had a couple more opponents, but he only has 2 losses. Green Lantern, I think, had more than I did. As long as I win one of these matches, I stay ahead of him. All right, let's see. But I don't want to lose either of these matches because I'm behind Booyah right now. So I mulligan, got the roll into Before the Storm, but first combat is still chose mine. And as you can see, he has Agitos. Agitos is very interesting. I haven't seen this before in an Ixik deck. But if you look at Agitos' ability, target creature gains adjacent creatures must move into the space if able. So the idea of this is you use Zelf to throw Ixik into the opponent's backline. And then on the next turn, if you win that combat and Ixik is in the backline, you use Agitos on Ixik, and then the opponent's supports that are in this row are forced to fight into him. That's why he's got Agitos. Luckily, I have Ifjan. So if he tries to Zelf one of the Ixiks, I can block it, which means he cannot get Ixik into my backline. He can get it to the second row, but not into the backline. And second row, I'll have a fighter around, so if he uses Agitos, I can fight into him. But the bad part here is it's Silchaw's mine. So, and I have no way to get rid of this location. So ideally, I don't have to fight with Headmaster here. Or with Malvadine, I would say. I would rather fight with Headmaster. But he's running into Ifjan. So here, I had an option. I actually decided not to defend. Because it's such a bad location, I want to keep my Malvadine. I can't lose him. So I'd rather lose Ifjan than Malv. Because I'm not going to win combat on Silchaw's mine against Ixik. There's just no chance. So I decide to throw away Ifjan. I think keeping Malvadine is way more important. So now I'm just trying to throw away my... there's no chance Ifjan is beating Ixik. So I'm just trying to throw away all my weak attacks. And I have it Before the Storm, which makes me feel good about the next combat. Sirocco is a good draw. I would flip up... So if I knew I was going to draw Sirocco... if I had it first turn, I may have defended with Malvadine because I could have Sirocco'd into Telebracers. And Telebracers is the gear that Enrahep has that changes the location. But unfortunately, it was in my starting hand. So here I figure I have an Ifjan counter. Let me use Armament. That Ixik has... Well, actually, yeah, you're going to see. This is the first match, so I don't know this yet. But I remember what gear that Ixik has. I'm just like, okay, Agitos is not a fighter. He's going to have some random gear. Let me swap around Ixik and Agitos. So we cast Song of Shelter to try and block it, but I have Enrahep, so I may as well use a Mucha counter. On his end, I assume he's just thinking, let me get rid of one of these Enrahep counters. Because I can do some Enrahep shenanigans with Carnivores and Tune of Zerium. So he's forcing one out. That's fine. Song of Shelter is a dead music for him anyway, so it makes sense. So I'm hoping that Ixik has some weak gear and I got rid of his good one. But I don't actually know yet. And you're going to see what goes on with that. But, okay, Hunter's Perimeter. That's fine. It really depends on what location gets flipped into. We have Headmaster to prevent invisibility from canceling each other out. But I should just be running into that front-facing Ixik with Malvadine. Yes, Headmaster has Indigo Arc to deal with Melody Mirage, but we can also use our Tune of Zerium strat if we need to. Bodil's Arsenal doesn't help either of us because we can't sack any of our gear and we haven't sacked any of our gear yet. Okay. Play Air Assault. That should be dealing 25. Yep. Gravel Grind. So luckily his attacks don't do too much damage. Tafiel's there to give a little bit of a bonus. That's why that did 15. Because Tafiel in the back line here is deal an extra 5 damage if you have when you play an attack card if you have one of the same name already in your discard. Get a little bit of a bonus. Yeah, Hammer Dash. So I'm trying to win this combat without using Before the Storm if I can. Because he's going to Melody of Mirage it anyways. I should be fine. Obscuring Winds is only dealing 10. Only hard part is Alav makes it, so all of my attacks deal -5. Fearless Strike, yeah, we got Droskin. Let's negate this. We're still feeling good here. Okay, I would just, yeah, Entropy it then. There we go. And since it's a set, it doesn't get reduced by Alav, so this is dealing 15. Now let's see if they commit anything. So he is committing a Carnivores, but only half of the Recklessness is negated by Alav. He's still taking 5 of that Recklessness damage. Here I got to check if there's a Funnel Blast in the discard, because if there is, we're taking 20. There's not, so we should be at 5 energy left. Yep. Sirocco. Like, we really don't want to use Before the Storm here. I think we just play Sirocco. Yeah, we can also play Flying Advantage for the heal. Doesn't deal any damage, though. Oh, I see the play. We use Aegis on our own attack, since it's dealing 0, to make their next attack deal 0. Hoping to draw into something better. That's why I didn't play Sirocco. So yeah, the Funnel Blast does 0, and he takes 5 Recklessness damage. And we draw another Flying Advantage. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can play for the heal, because all we need is a 20 damage attack. Streak Strike. Yeah, we're forced to Melody this, which feels bad. You just can't lose Malvadine. Yeah, you want to play that music off your fighter. For sure. And there's Infernal Gust. That does 15. Let's see if they commit anything to this. They commit a Melody. Okay. So they can only have one more Melody. And we got to make sure there's nothing in the Shriek Shock. There is a Shriek Shock in the discard. I think the play is Carnivores now. Yeah, we don't want to use our next Melody. And until he plays a second Melody, I just want to hold Before the Storm. There's no point playing it if he's just going to negate it. Sirocco. Yeah, for sure Sirocco. And get Entropy. I guess I was checking to see if I want a Tornado Tackle, but there's no reason to. Haven't played Before the Storm. The other one's still on our attack deck. Sirocco and flip up our next Entropy. Oh no, we lost our other Entropy, which was on Ifjan. Okay, and we got the kill. Nice. So we managed to save her Before the Storm, but he still got a Melody. Hopefully he uses his Melody on the first attack. That would be nice. Q Village. Where's he going to go here? He does have Zelf. He could throw the Ixik into the Enrahep here if he wants to. But he's not. He's Zelfing. Okay, oh yeah, I know this. Okay, this play is crazy. So look what he does here. He uses Zelf on Agitos. This was really smart to get to this Mirage location. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? At this point, I have no idea. This music destroys any gear on this Mirage. So he destroys the gear. And do you remember from before, I used Armament on Ixik and Agitos. So whatever gear Ixik had initially was on Agitos. And he just destroyed that. And I'm like, okay. But see, this is the reason. Now he's playing Tune of Zerium. And what Tune of Zerium does is you sacrifice a gear to bring a gear back from the discard. So he's going to sacrifice the gear that's on Ixik, which was originally on Agitos, to bring back the gear he just destroyed from Agitos that was originally on Ixik, which was Zerium armor. So it was a great play by me to use Armament to get rid of that. His Zerium, that like counters our whole deck, right? It counters Strike. But he made an amazing play using Zelf to get Agitos onto that Mirage, destroy the gear to get it back on Ixik. And now I'm worried. See, I was feeling good before. Now I'm no longer feeling good. Because there's Zerium on Ixik and I have no way to get rid of it. So now I'm I have 2 Before the Stormers in my hand. But like I have Strike 20, so I'm not dealing more than 20 damage. There's no point to play them. Now I know Malvadine's dead. And I have no idea how I'm going to get rid of this Zerium. I have to beat him through the Zerium. Somehow. And if I could try and get onto Alav next turn, I would, but he has Agitos. He's going to force me to go into Ixik. And I no longer have Ifchan to block that because of the unfortunate first turn Silkshaws. So we're going to do next doors. Yeah, we're just playing our weak attacks. I'm worried. I'm definitely worried. Nah, it's at 85 health. It's 95 because of Cure Village right now, but it's going to be an 85 energy Ixik. I have to get through while only dealing 20 damage every attack. Bodo's Arsenal is good. We can get Entropy back onto Zelf. And we still have our Tune of Zerium. Yeah, see, there's the Agitos onto Ixik, so I can't attack Alav. And he still has a Melody left. Yeah, Entropy onto Zelf. There we go. I mean, Iflar is such little energy, I feel like I have to go Headmaster into Ixik. I mean, our first attack is going to get guaranteed to go through, but that's it. We just always want to be dealing maximum damage and hoping it's enough. We need to be dealing 20 every attack. We have 2 Before the Storms. Those are going to be guaranteed. They usually do way more than 20, but they're going to be dealing 20 here. Marksman, 35 damage with Tafiel, because you discard one as you play, so it's like one's in the discard. So I use Entropy on it. So only does 15. Here, Obscuring Ones only does 5, so play Before the Storm. So what I could have done, actually, is save the Before the Storms and use Tune of Zerium to get Fulgurite onto Headmaster, which is currently on Iflar. I'd have to cast it and then I'd have to enter Hep copy. But then what am I saving Before the Storm for? Like, this is their last big fighter. That was my thought process. This is their last big fighter. What am I saving Before the Storm for? Fearless Strike, yeah, play Melody of Mirage. But I actually think it is a little bit of a mistake because I could use Before the Storm a little bit later, and you're going to see that. Because then, if I had Fulgurite, I could have played like Hammer Dash, would have done 20 damage. Obscuring Winds only would have done 15, but Air Assault again would do 20 damage. So, but I use it now, anyways. Because I need my attacks to be dealing 20, otherwise I have no chance. And we got to copy it, because we have to destroy the Fulgurite off Iflar first, and then it's in the discard, so I can get rid of Indigo Arc and bring it back onto Headmaster. Yep, so we get rid of the Fulgurite. Yeah, bring back Entropy is nice, and then get rid of Indigo Arc and get Fulgurite. So now our attack should be dealing max damage outside of Obscuring Winds. Hammer Dash, that might be dealing 20 depending on the discard. There's nothing in the discard. I was deciding if I wanted to Entropy or not, but I don't need to. Now I'm still at 20, so I can save it. It can still save me. That was my thought process. And he's got no music, so now I know I've got him. Because I have Entropy. Yeah, Entropy this. And then Air Assault. We got him. Move Iflar up. And we're good. Although maybe I shouldn't have moved Iflar up here. Because then he can only find out his location with Alav. Oh, he's doing that anyways. Play Hammer Dash because it does the minimum amount of damage with Iflar. Because Iflar's stats don't reach it. He can play Obscuring Winds first, but then we want to play Vapor Wipeout at some point. Although, could be worried about Vacuum Hemisphere. Oh, guess I'm not. Yeah, we can afford to play Sirocco. Looking at their attack hand, their 25 damage only comes from the discipline attacks, which Alav does not have the disciplines to deal 25 with. Alright, so last thing we have to deal with is Agitos Gigantroper. But here I'm going for Zelf because I want to get to my Before the Storms. That's what I'm saying. If I use Fulgurite earlier, like if I Tune of Zerium earlier to get Fulgurite, then I could have Before the Storm in my hand right now. But like, I'm not worried. I got 2 fighters. It's literally just Agitos and Tafiel. It's just defenders now. Or just supports. Agitos Gigantroper, I guess like they get the stats and they have 70 energy. But at this point, I'm pretty much won. Although that's a lot of damage. So you can still do a lot of damage with Agitos, but Headmaster might die. As long as we draw Before the Storm, we're fine. That still does 30 damage. So much damage. Hammer Dash. If they do have one more 2 BP, they win. Let's play. Oh yeah, because of the swap brawn, our stat checks don't work, but it does minimum damage with um who's it? Iflar. So I got rid of it. I figure this is fine. We can just beat Agitos on our location. Flash warp. Cool. Yep, storm tunnel. Go for Agitos. We get the bonus. And we attack first, 30 damage. Let's see. Funnel blast. Yeah, we're fine. Play atmosphere. We've got him. He can't do more. Max he does is 25 damage. Actually, you can do 30 because of Tafiel. So he could actually kill us here. Oh, we drew before the storm. Okay, that's the problem here. I wanted to save it, but it's just Tafiel left. So actually it doesn't even matter. It's just Tafiel. Just our attack hand's kind of ass. But I couldn't play Vapor Wipeout and risk them drawing a 2BP and killing Iflar. I just couldn't do it. You can't risk that. Hunter's Perimeter. Downside is we don't get attack first, and that is horrible. Silchaw's mine. So our attack, we lose our 20 strike. We lose our 20 strike. Yeah, it works for Vapor Wipeout, but now they can kill us in 2 more attacks. Look at this. Bro, when I saw Silchaw's mine, I was like, holy shit. We might actually lose. Look at this. Iflar's going to lose to Tafuel, bro. Tafuel's nothing. Some random support. Oh my god. We can't afford to lose. Oh shit. Bodo's Arsenal doesn't... I mean, we can put Foggerite on Zelf, but he has no air. Okay, we can use Vapor Wipeout to give Zelf air. Okay, Vapor Wipeout. Let's see what they get. Ooh. Hammer Dash does 20. Before the Storm doesn't kill. It only does 40. So we have to survive this. Which we don't. Oh, shit. Okay, we have Before the Storm. Maybe Enraheb can win. Maybe. We want to find our location, yeah. Let them move. This makes Before the Storm deal 40 on our first attack, but they get to attack first, so it's risky. Because they can easily two-shot us, and they still get initiative here. This is bad. We need them to draw poorly. We have a chance. 2 attacks, we win. 2 attacks, we win. They just can't two-shot us. Come on, draw poor. Okay, we have a chance. Play Air Assault first. Doesn't really matter. Before the Storm is a kill. Come on. Marksman. Yeah, and that was crazy. So, we lost that matchup, which was crazy. We killed both Ixik, and we had Headmaster and Iflar on the board. But this is what I'm trying to say. Malvadine is easily your best fighter. Malvadine would have not lost any of those combats. He's just so strong. But unfortunately, he was dead. So, yeah, we lost. Second match, though, against Green, we got to attack first. Wasn't as close. And we won. So our record is 14-4. But going into this, Booyah, like I said at the beginning, he had 2 losses. He picked up a 3rd loss into Manger. I think they went 1-1 at this point. So he's got 3 losses. I have 4. I have to win both these matches to be in first place. And then it's my last match. So if I win both these matches, I win the tournament. But we have to lock in. And it's another Lista deck. Lista is strong, but we have a lot of attack hate. The only downside here is Booyah's running Headmaster Seeker right here. Which means his creatures are untargetable, so Armament Adagio does not work. I can't target his creatures. So I can't get rid of Stormbird statues, which is what gives Lista Surprise to gain initiative. So seeing this, I'm like, okay, Lista, I can beat. I have a lot of attack hate, but it's Booyah as well. I have to lock in. I got to lock in and win both of these matches. So let's go. And if you remember against Creans, we almost lost one of the Lista matches. And we only won because we got super lucky with the Before the Storm draw right at the end with Iflar. Hopefully we don't have to look for something like that to get the win. He's going first. Let's see what he decides to do. He's using Ifjan on Headmaster, so we can't target him. It only stops our carnivores. Not too bad. And Wooden Pillar first. A location. Doesn't hurt us. Obviously, it makes overworld music cards cost 1 additional counter to play. We don't have to worry about that. But Lista trigger. He's got the power, outperform power 10 and the air 10. And vacuum hemisphere first attack, dude. So we lose air. Holy shit. And normally we'd be okay because we play Aegis, which negates the attack, but we don't want to play Aegis here because then we lose all our strike damage on our first attack. So we have to let it go through. Otherwise, we're losing the combat anyways. And then he Gear Glissandos our Indigo Arc, which means our first attack is no longer untargetable. So I'm assuming there's a Melody of Mirage coming, so I play my weakest attack. Because Lissa doesn't have that much energy. Yeah, there's a Melody of Mirage. So may as well gain 100 speed from this. Obscuring Winds. And then I'm already kind of writing off this combat. We lost our strike damage. And I could play, well, actually, I couldn't. Don't play Before the Storm because you need air for it to count as your first attack. We don't have air because of Vacuum Hemisphere. So I'm just writing off this combat. Like, we've lost this combat. Headmaster's dead, but it's not the end of the world. Headmaster is not our main fighter. Yeah, he's throwing away his weak attacks. That's good. We drew into both Before the Storms within the first 6 attacks. And we know he's already played one Melody of Mirage. So I'm happy with this. Hunter's Perimeter. I could Zelf Malvadine into Lista. The nice thing about Hunters is the Pedians gain Surprise, which means Malvadine has Surprise and Lista has Surprise. So they cancel each other out, and then whoever has the most speed, because this location Roman Pedian Academy initiative is speed, gets to attack first. So Hunter's Perimeter was the perfect way to get rid of Lista's Surprise, which was super lucky. So now we're chilling. Now we are big chilling. Atmosphere does 30 damage. And they got no Eroding Blast gets rid of Earth. That's fine. No air of 10, so it only does 15 damage. So there's no reason to play Before the Storm here. We're fine. Also, we don't have any strike damage with Before the Storm because our... Oh, no, we do. We still have Invisibility. Invisibility didn't get canceled out because Lista's Surprise is not Invisibility Surprise. It's simply Surprise. So only the 2 surprises get canceled out. I figure I can afford to play Vapor Wipeout here. We're in a great position. Voltorch. It's only 20 damage. I just let it go through. But we're drawing, I'm trying not to play Before the Storm, but attacks are sucky. We got to play it here. We just have to play it. So he goes for Carnivore's Keening. I can't block it with Ifshan because his creatures are untargetable. But what he didn't realize, or maybe I think he just did a miscalculation, but our Before the Storm does, we didn't lose Strike. We only lost Surprise. We didn't lose our Invisibility. Because if he had, like I just said, if he has Invisibility Surprise, Invisibility cancels out, which means we lose all our Invisibility abilities. But since Lissa only has Surprise, we just lose our Invisibility Surprise that we got from Hunter's Perimeter. All our other Invisibility abilities remain. So we kept our Strike 10, which means Before the Storm did 45. And Carnivore's only brought Lista, he was at 10 energy, only brings Lista to 40. So that's nice. He made a mistake and wasted a Carnivore's. So we're in a really good spot here. One Lista to go and a Malvadine. So he's going for Iflar. I think I decided to defend with Malvadine. Oh, I don't. Oh, yeah, so... Also, Iflar is another creature that has Surprise. Invisibility Surprise. Which means it cancels out and whoever has the most speed attacks first. And that's why I decided not to defend with Malvadine because Lista doesn't get their trigger. So our deck actually does pretty well into this version of Lista because it relies on Stormbird statues. It was a little harder against Creams because Creams was getting initiative using Lanker. So something like... Actually, Hunter's Perimeter and Iflar still work. You still have Surprise. I guess it's the same. Tune of Zarium on Inferno Gust. And this is just to get Mepenian Fulgurite back up because he flipped it down. So we're going to copy it because what you do is you sack Mepenian Fulgurite and then bring another gear back. Then sack whatever gear I brought back to bring back Mepenian Fulgurite. Mepenian Fulgurite comes back face up. That's all I'm doing by casting. It's basically a roundabout way of playing Gear Glissando without actually having to play Gear Glissando. because I didn't run Gear Glissando. So now with both listas gone, I'm feeling really good. Just a Malvadine left, but we have another Before the Storm, and we have 5 music available to us, and a Droskin on our Malv. So he's moving Malvadine up. I'm fine going Malv into Malv, which I think is what I do. Let's see what the location is. Bodo's Arsenal. I mean, we can bring Mepeni and Falgride back and fight with Iflar. The only downside is, actually, I think I'm definitely fighting with. I think you fight with Malvadine here. I think you bring back neither. No, wait, am I fighting with Iflar? Oh no! You definitely bring back something because I don't have Tune of Zerium. I was thinking bring back neither because then I can do Tune of Zerium stuff, but Tune of Zerium's gone. I would still, yeah. I guess it doesn't really matter what I put on Iflar because the Melody of Mirage is getting played here, so Indigo Arc is useless, and Fetty and Falgride goes away because it's useless. So just play Tornado Tackle. Our invisibility does cancel out here because Headmaster is no longer on the board, so neither of us have strike damage. But Before the Storm, still a strong attack, still does 35. So he's going to Droskin this, I assume. Yep. But I'm just feeling good because we have more music than he does. Voltorch, probably one of his strongest attacks. That does 20. Okay, I guess I let it go through. Probably should have Droskin that, I think. I don't know what other strong attacks he would have. Yeah, okay, Droskin the second one. But I probably should have Droskin the first one. I could have Melody Mirage the second one, to be honest. This does 15. Like, I don't know what else I'm saving my Droskin for. Or my attack 8 for. I guess he could be running Turbulence Funnel, which would be 35. But Erosion flips down Battle Gear. We don't have any Battle Gear to flip down. Atmosphere does 20. Air Assault is 20. Mirage this. He still has another Mirage left. Just tracking. And we also still have Carnivore's Keening left. That just does 10 damage. He plays his Melody, so I'm playing my Aegis on my own attack because it's already dealing 0 because of his Melody. But how Aegis works is the next attack deals 0. So that flying advantage does 0. Let's see what we draw. Oh, so now he plays Tune of Zerium himself. And I believe it's to bring back Droskin. Let's see. Yep, to bring back Droskin. Okay. So we have Carnivores and Melody left. He's out of music counters, but we didn't draw any attack that does 15 damage. So I figure I play next doors with 5, and then hope we get a better attack. Pick Siroko's 10 damage. Flying Advantage is only 5. We need 2 dead damage attacks because one's going to get blocked by Droskin. He plays Flying Advantage, which luckily doesn't kill us, but unluckily brings him to 15, and we don't have a 15 damage attack. But I play Sirocco to get Entropy up. I got incorrect action, just this when you click too fast, that's all. Okay. Entropy. We still have a Melody and we still have a Karn. Let's see what he plays, but he still has Droskin. Air Assault. I'd Melody this. Or do I go for the Karn? No, I'd Melody this. Like I said, he doesn't really have any attacks that are dealing more than 20 damage. And I can combine a Carnivores with an Entropy in case he does. I think Flying Advantage is the best play here. It does just 5. He's forced to Droskin. Yeah. And let's see. Next doors does 5. So no need to Entropy. We play Carnivores. He's going to Ifjan to block. And then we use our Enrahep to copy. Yeah. Perfect. Then we're at 35. Or 30. Because he attacked at 5. And then we have him now. Sweet. And we still have an Entropy left. That was the game. I mean, he only had supports left. And there was no beefy support like against green. So we were okay. Now this is game 2. We both now have 4 losses. I really got to lock in. We got to win this. And we've seen each other's decks now. We have all the information needed. Here we go. One more win. Come on. One more win. Hunter's Perimeter. Again, huge location. The Hunter's Perimeter draws are actually really nice. Super nice here. I could hop Malvadine up to the front with Zelf, but I figure Headmaster is Indigo Arc. Let's run with this. He might flip it down like last time, but we can use our Tune of Zerium trick to get around a Melody Barrage. So because we have Surprise... So unfortunately here, we had Surprise, but then both of them get canceled out. But then the location, active location is the Storm Tunnel, which means whoever has more power gets to attack first. There's no way to know what it was going to be because Hunter's Perimeter next location gets revealed after the start of combat. So he's playing his Hammer Dash, and he has the bonuses now. So that's going to deal 40 damage. Am I not melodying this? Yeah, I've got to, right? It's 40 damage. Because he actually has Air 15 because of the location, and then Outperform Power 10. Yeah, so we melody that. He plays the Gear Glissando. But I know I have Strike 25 here. I need this attack to go through. So if he melodies this, I'm going to use the Tune of Zerium trick. So I figure play Infernal Gust, which is base 15, plus 5 from Storm Tunnel is 20, plus our Strike 25 makes it 45. This is 45 damage. And I'm waiting to see. He flipped the Indigo Arc down. I'm assuming there's a Melody Mirage coming. Yeah. So now we got to play Tune of Zerium. And in the same way we play Tune of Zerium twice to bring Fulgurite back with Iflar last game, we're doing the same thing to bring Indigo Arc back this game, which makes our first attack untargetable. So Melody Mirage resolves without doing anything because it actually can no longer target that attack. Yep, get rid of Indigo Arc, and then just get rid of Telebracers and bring Indigo Arc back. Boom, goes through. 45 damage. Now we're feeling good. Although Voltorch, that's 45 damage, so I think I do go for another Melody, because if we're at 20, he still has Carnivores available to him, and another Melody. He could win that. So I know I had to Melody this. I want to guarantee beating this Celesta. Hammer Dash does 20. Let's see if he commits to this. Melody Mirage. Okay, he does. So it was definitely the right play to Melody his attack. I considered playing Aegis here. Do I? I could play Aegis, so his next attack does 0. But I figured he might not draw as well anymore. That's fine. I think it does 30, but it's not one of his best attacks. We let that go through. He's played both Melodies. I want to win this combat. I would just play Before the Storm, I think. Or do I want to force out a Carnivores? No, I play Before the Storm. Guarantee. Yeah. That's just a kill. That's so much damage. It's 35, 50, 70, no, 65. It's 65 damage. Okay, one Lista to go, one Malvadine. Again, we had a great start. We got to go first. I mean, we were guaranteed to go first because he went first last time. But Hunter's Perimeter, I guess Hunter's Perimeter didn't actually work because he still won the initiative, but we just committed a lot. The Indigo Arc bringing that back, that was good. We just got to kill one more Lista. I'm not too worried about the Malvadine. We just got to kill one more Lista. He's winning initiative again. Let's see. See how this goes. We have Droskin. Sirocco is going to deal 15. He's going to flip up. What does he have? He has entropy, right? Is that what he's flipping up? Yeah. We can play our own Sirocco. He's using entropy on it to get rid of our strike damage. It makes sense. We're doing the same thing, flipping up entropy. Class Jet is 30. I would Droskin or entropy this. Okay, I'm going for the entropy. I think I was just checking damage there. Atmosphere just 20. We can even just beat the Lista here. Air Assault's 25. I mean, we should Droskin this. No reason to go down to 10 energy. Yep. We still have Aegis if they play their second Voltorch. I think I should have Droskin that, because now they can get away with a weaker attack. Tune of Zerium. I think this is to bring back Entropy. Yeah, it's got to be to bring back Entropy. Making sure he's still got some attack hate. Yep. Okay, Air Assault. Just go for the damage. Does 20. Scurrying Winds. Does 15, that's fine. Air Assault. Okay, we can Droskin this. And then I just play Flying Advantage here. Still does 5. Oh, I knew the Carnivore's Keening was coming, so I wanted extra damage to go through. That actually makes sense. Roding Blast. We can Aegis this. They have Rec 10. I would Aegis this. I could Karn, but... I'm going for the Karn, huh? I mean, it does 25. Sword 15? Yeah, we get one more attack in. Oh, I guess it makes sense guaranteed because... Well, it's not guaranteed. Look what I did. I don't have an attack that does 10 damage. Bro, I should have Aegised. Because now I have to play Aegis. Now I'm guaranteed having to play Aegis again. Although, actually, no. Wait. That's not true. I don't have to play Aegis here. Because he dies. He dies so he doesn't get his Air 10. Oh, no. I'm going to play Aegis, bro. I'm trolling. Lista dies so it doesn't get Air 10. That was a mistake. I could have saved my Aegis for fighting Malv now. Now all I have is Armament left. It's useless. That was dumb. Okay, I have a weak attack hand. I don't know if it's the right time to go Malv into Malv. My attack hand sucks, dude. Iflar into Ifjan? Oh, Malv into Ifjan actually works too. No, it doesn't. He's going to defend. Oh, yeah, no. He's going to defend if I try and fight Ifjan. So I have to go for Malv. Yeah, I can fight with Malv and then come back with Iflar or Headmaster. Yeah, I guess I'm forced. I was thinking like just attack Ifjan, bro. But Malv obviously has Defender. He still has his Droskin on Malv. This is not over. If only I didn't waste my Aegis. Bro, if I threw the game from that, come on. Let's see. Okay. He has a weak attack hand. This is very good. This is very good. Obviously, Droskin my first attack to get rid of the strike damage. Flying advantage. Siroko's good. Flip up that entropy. Yeah. Always good to do that. Air Assault does 25. Just play Flying Advantage. Or even Vapor Wipeout. Yeah. Just win this with Headmaster and Iflar. Marksman. Yeah, that's a kill. Oh, he didn't actually have the second Marksman. He was trying to bait the entropy, I think. Yeah, that's just 25. Okay, maybe we can win this. Entropy. Okay, so he can't get killed if I have less than that. Okay, well, we know this doesn't kill. He just played one. He doesn't have the second one, so we can let this go through. It's only going to deal 10 damage. Yep. And then we just need 20 damage before the storm is enough. There we go. The Aegis play did not troll us. Yeah, this is the final standings. There's the win number is higher because there was a couple disqualifications, so everyone got free wins from that. But in terms of games that actually played, just subtract 8 from everybody's wins. So I ended up 16-4. So close. Booyah was 15-5. And look, Mangert and Griggan weren't far behind, and then Green Lantern this is the top 5. It was a crazy tournament. So much fun. It was so much fun playing so many games, 1. And then 2, I had so much fun doing the round robin. Yeah, there was a bit of disqualification because people accidentally watched some games. Like, fair. So that kind of made it a little rougher. But it meant a little bit less games, but I thought it was fun. And the fact that it went down to the wire in the last couple games kept like the suspense going the whole time. So super sick. I had a lot of fun. Thanks to Kool-Aid for organizing this. And I can't wait for the next one. I won 2 tournaments. I'm going to be looking for that third one in April. Let's see what we can do. That's it for me. Peace.